everyone, I'm Karima Divine, and welcome to 12 News in Focus. Every week, we take a look back at some of the stories brought to you from our 12 News journalists. On today's show, how the oldest Taco Bell restaurant in the country is changing into something new. And a firefighting couple shares their transplant journey. But first, a miracle happens when a woman gives birth in a car during a monsoon storm.
Look, she's already got her hand up. She's getting good now.
Newborn baby Noah is home and healthy.
She's a good baby. She doesn't cry much at all, only when she's hungry.
But her birth story is one she'll likely hear about for the rest of her life.
Really can't believe we delivered our baby in a car, you know?
Regina Felix tells me she went into labor with her 5th child on July 13th. She and her husband Frankie drove roughly 30 miles from Casa Grande to Mercy Gilbert Medical Center, where they planned to deliver their baby.
We're super prepared. We packed everything in the car.
After just a few hours of being there, Regina says she was sent home to continue laboring.
When I told them that I didn't think it was a good idea for us to leave, especially because we don't live in the area.
Her labor advanced quickly on the drive. They didn't have time to turn around. Instead, they pulled into a casino parking lot where she gave birth in the passenger seat of their brand new car during a monsoon storm.
If you were like on the outside looking in, it probably looked like pure chaos happening.
Noah was born with the cord wrapped around her neck, but Frankie was able to unwrap it and help deliver her quickly before driving back to the hospital.
When my husband called, they said, "I hope this isn't the lady that we just sent home." And to their surprise, it was us.
The Felixes say they're grateful their story has a happy ending.
Never in a million years that would happen to me, but
yeah,
I guess that's what happened.
Like, this is going to be the car that she drives to high school in, for sure.
But Regina says she hopes it comes as a lesson to the doctors and nurses who sent her home.
I wish they would listen to their patients a little bit more.
And a reminder for women to always advocate for their own health.
As women, we know our bodies, so advocate for yourself even more.
A spokesperson for the hospital tells me they can't comment on this patient due to privacy laws, but adds they are committed to treating every patient with respect and providing high quality care. In Gilbert, Gabriela Becerra, 12 News.
For parents dropping kids off this week, the question is simple. Who's keeping watch? The Arizona Department of Education says every school's top priority request is funded this year. 552 officer positions, 523 mental health professionals, counselors, social workers across the state.
I believe in preventing the bad thing from happening by having police officers work with our counselors and social workers who are best suited to do that.
Maricopa County alone accounts for more than half of every position funded statewide. Coconino County got 7 counselors and social workers, no officers. But funded comes with a catch. Schools can request multiple positions. The state ranks the top priority, who's needed most, then additional requests, which only gets funded if there's money left over. This year, AZED confirms 435 second position requests remain unfunded. That's 162 additional officer and juvenile probation officers and 273 counselor and social worker positions. Closing that gap would take another $48 million.
$78.7 million that's available to be awarded. We received over $181 million in requests for positions.
According to the department's own numbers, just keeping the positions already filled would cost close to $110 million, tens of millions more than what was originally budgeted.
We want our schools to apply for those positions that meet their needs, and we will do everything in our power to support them. The challenge is those numbers.
Superintendent Tom Horn decided to close most of that gap with roughly $53 million in carryover funding, money that by law doesn't expire at year's end like most state funding. It rolls forward until it's spent specifically on school safety. But it is a one-time fix. For parents, it means more support on their kids' campus now. For taxpayers, it raises a different question. Whether lawmakers will permanently fund this program at the level schools are asking, or whether the state will be back here next summer searching for money with jobs in limbo.
For years, Sun Life Health has been the only provider group delivering babies here at Banner Casa Grande Medical Center, delivering about 800 babies every year. But starting August 1st, those deliveries will move to Chandler.
All of us pregnant women are at risk.
Ana Rosa Becerra is 25 weeks pregnant. She's delivered her last 3 babies here, and she never thought her 4th would be different.
Me siento triste.
I feel sad. I feel worried. I feel scared.
At 44, her pregnancy is already high risk. Now, the drive to Chandler is adding to her concerns.
A veces
Sometimes it can be 2 hours, there can be an accident, so many things, and that's what's worrying.
The change comes as Sun Life Health prepares to pause delivery services here on August 1st, sending expecting mothers to Banner Ocotillo Medical Center in Chandler instead.
This by far was probably the most difficult decision I've ever had to make.
Sun Life Health Chief Medical Officer Dr. Jonathan Willems says they've lost physicians faster than they've been able to hire new ones, and recruiting doctors to rural communities like Casa Grande has become increasingly difficult.
So we've gone from having about 5 doctors deliver here down to about 2. We knew the weight of this decision, but with as short as we are with physicians, we couldn't safely maintain services.
In a statement, Banner Health told 12 News, quote, "Our care teams are proactively coordinating with patients to ensure everyone has a clear, safe delivery plan and continuity of care." Sun Life Health says it will continue providing prenatal care in Casa Grande and offer transportation assistance for patients who need help getting to Chandler.
pues debo de
I have to start preparing if there's no other option.
Sun Life Health calls this a temporary pause, saying their goal is to restart delivery services here in Casa Grande once they can recruit enough OBGYN physicians. In Casa Grande, Maria Stubbs, 12 News.
And coming up, how Arizona schools are closing the reading gap. For many families, virtual learning became synonymous with pandemic learning loss. Now, one Arizona virtual school is trying to rewrite that narrative by making reading intervention its biggest instructional focus heading into the new school year.
For years, the conversation around virtual learning centered on what students might have lost. Now, at Arizona Virtual Academy, the focus is on helping students regain one of education's most essential skills, reading.
Our proficiency isn't where we expect it to be. We need more kids that are better readers.
To get there, the school is changing its approach. Teachers use regular reading screeners to identify where students are struggling and then tailor instruction to each learner's needs. Students reading above grade level can move ahead. Those who need more support receive personalized intervention from literacy specialists, including live tutoring and additional small group help for kids with the greatest needs.
It's the thing that keeps me up at night, to be honest with you.
For Executive Director Forrest Smith, improving literacy isn't just another initiative for the new school year, it's helping build the skills kids will rely on for years to come. Even though instruction happens online, students do still practice handwriting, complete paper-based assignments, and build foundational reading skills beyond the screen.
We can't forget that, being able to physically write, actually learn, your handwriting and do all those things. We don't forsake any of that just because we're in the virtual world.
The school's literacy strategy starts with identifying struggling readers in kindergarten through 3rd grade, when early intervention can have the greatest long-term impact. But Smith says supporting strong readers can't stop there. This is one piece of a much larger effort happening across Arizona to improve reading outcomes. So one takeaway for all families this back-to-school season is don't wait until the report cards come home. Every Arizona public school is required to have a K-3 literacy plan, so you can ask your child's teacher, how do you measure my child's reading progress? How often are students screened? And what happens if my child falls behind? What does intervention look like? And also, of course, you want to know what you can do at home to reinforce what they're learning. I'm Nohelani Graff. That's your Education Impact, 12 News.
A couple now forever connected.
We feel closer than ever, and I just know it's going to go up from here.
Robert Coleman Jr. and his wife Madison Gear fell in love while training to become firefighters.
We ended up hitting it off, and it was a love story after that.
Robert now works in Surprise and Madison is in Phoenix. But while the couple responds to emergencies every day, they've been battling a challenge of their own. Robert was diagnosed with stage 5 kidney disease.
She was just itching to help me in any kind of way, and ended up being the most miraculous way.
Robert needed a transplant, and Madison was his perfect match.
Finding out that I was actually a direct donor match for him, I was just super excited, and I was super blessed to be able to do that for him.
The surgeries were successful.
Once I saw him, he looked like a new person, and his face was just lit up. He had like a smile that I haven't seen in a while.
I have energy again, motivation, and things just are coming back to me like, you know, like a flip of a switch.
As the couple recovers at home, they're now advocating for self-health awareness, including going for annual physicals and checkups.
No one's invincible. And I learned the hard way.
And for those who are faced with the opportunity,
I just hope that a lot more people like Maddie are out there to give a kidney transplant to save people's lives.
The couple is encouraging everyone to keep an open mind to living organ donation and the difference it can make in saving someone's life.
All the pain is worth it once you see the person on the other side, no matter if it's someone you love or if it's a stranger.
In Surprise, Gabriela Becerra, 12 News.
It's a misery that nobody ever wants to imagine or live. I wouldn't wish this on anybody. I really wouldn't, even my worst enemies.
For 3 years, Susan Terrell lived without air conditioning in her Mesa home. When her repair bill soared to thousands of dollars,
one company told me they wanted $18,000 for an air conditioner.
Replacing the unit was simply out of reach.
I had fans blowing everywhere on me all the time. I really thought that this was my time to go.
She's not alone, with temperatures already pushing well past 100 this month. AC units across the valley are failing and repair bills are climbing into the thousands. That's where a local nonprofit stepped in.
We could not do this program without the support of the utilities. The more funding we get, the more people that we can help in need. The need has not run out.
All Thrive 365 partners with energy companies, including SRP, to replace home air units for low-income residents at no cost. Work Katie Martin says is about far more than comfort.
Heat-related deaths, it is a real thing in Arizona. This air conditioning program saves lives in Arizona.
SRP says it's proud to be part of that mission.
AC has become a necessity, no longer a luxury. I highly encourage them to actually call SRP. We have a team of real people answering our phones 24/7.
Mesa's portable AC loaner program, through its Human Services Division, remains active and available to any resident. And countywide, Maricopa County and several Valley cities are still offering grants to cover AC repair replacement for eligible low-income homeowners. For Susan, that help arrived just in time.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for making it so I can live and be able to work and thrive again.
In Mesa, Trisha Hendricks, 12 News.
For decades, this little Taco Bell was more than a place to grab a burrito. Store number 31 became a taco time capsule, one of the oldest Taco Bells in the country, still wearing the chain's original mission-style look.
We found out that this store would be closing, and as a Taco Bellian, you can't miss it. So we knew we had to hop on in here.
Before the restaurant closed in April 2025, fans from across the country traveled to see it one last time. Now, the next chapter is already underway. The building isn't being torn down, but it does look different. The exterior now has a fresh coat of bright red paint. The property is surrounded by construction fencing, and the old-school Taco Bell sign has been taken down. In its place, a new sign now welcomes customers to Filiberto's Mexican food. The Phoenix-based chain opened its first Arizona location in Mesa in 1993 and has since expanded to more than 100 locations across the state, according to their website. The retro dining tables and green chairs might be staying. Right now, they're secured on the property with locks and cables. It's still unclear when this location will open, but after months of questioning about what would become of this historic building, there's finally an answer. In Scottsdale, Kyle Simchuk, 12 News.
Coming up, we take you to the highest peak in Arizona.
The incident dates back to the fall of 2023. Trudy Perez was working as a parking attendant at an ASU parking garage when she had an encounter with a Starship delivery robot. According to the lawsuit, the robot crossed in front of her, but as she walked behind it, the robot reversed and knocked her to the ground. A report by the ASU Police Department states, moments after Perez was knocked down, the delivery vehicle drove away, then went into reverse a second time. The responding officer documented a cut on her arm. The lawsuit says Perez was later diagnosed with a spinal fracture.
That means that they are responsible for not injuring other people, wrongly, and also, if somebody damages the robot, they can be held liable as well.
The report says Starship provided video footage from the robot to the police. Attorney Josh Colesrud says Arizona law requires these delivery robots to be remotely monitored by a human operator,
including having insurance of at least $100,000 on each robot, as well as having a human, a real person, that's monitoring the robot itself.
Perez is now suing Starship, alleging the company failed to safely operate the robot. Verona law firm representing the alleged victim left us a quote reading in part, quote, Ms. Perez suffered serious injuries when a Starship robot suddenly changed direction, reversed into her, and knocked her to the ground. She sustained a spinal fracture among other injuries, resulting in lifelong impairment. Legal experts say cases like this could push autonomous technology companies to make their products safer.
If companies see that they're going to lose a lot of money, if they don't make these products safer, they have to fix it, period.
It looks a little like a giant art closet.
This place is more than amazing.
Inside this unassuming warehouse, teachers aren't just gathering supplies, they're gathering ideas.
It's like Christmas almost.
Every shelf, every bin, every forgotten frame or half-used sketchbook is another chance to create.
You hear so much oohs and ahs when they discover what they've been looking for.
The Art Resource Center collects donated art materials and gives them a second life in classrooms, where Sherry Zeitlin saw firsthand every dollar counts.
The money was dissipating. I decided then that when I could, I would open a facility where I could collect art-worthy materials and give them away free of charge to teachers and nonprofits.
And she did. More than 2 decades, countless donations, and thousands of volunteer hours later,
they come here religiously to collect materials so that they can keep their programs going.
The ARC has become a lifeline many teachers depend on before every school year.
And we are not going to let the arts die, period.
I don't have to, order it or use some of the budgetary money that we had for it.
Alliances have been formed in these aisles.
We have a collaboration of art educators from Gilbert, Scottsdale, and Tempe. We just started calling ourselves the Monday Makers.
Lesson plans reshape thanks to a conversation one aisle over.
I'm getting these, cardboard tubes to make these crayons, these large crayons in my class. I was like, that's a great idea. That could be something I could do. So definitely getting a lot of ideas and collaborating with a lot of teachers.
Michelle Lindsay has been coming since the ARC first opened. She says creativity means seeing possibility where others see leftovers.
Everything's not trash, even if it doesn't work in one way.
And maybe that's what this place really collects. Not paper, not paint or yarn, possibility.
It's hard not to tear up. It is amazing that we have helped keep the arts alive.
Sherry's motto, you can't have heart without art. And both certainly live here.
If you live in Arizona, one question that's probably crossed your mind is, what is the tallest point in Arizona? Well, today we answer that question. We are hiking Humphreys Peak, and we're going to reach 12,633 feet. This is a 5-mile up and 5-mile back down hike, so let's do it.
The starting point is right next to Snowball Ski Resort. Now we start the hike at 9,200 feet, so the air is already thick. Right away, you'll be mesmerized and surrounded by the woods. Bristlecone pine trees everywhere. And according to the U.S. Forest Service, these trees have some of the longest lifespans on Earth.
So one thing that is highly recommended is to start this hike early, because it's supposed to take about 5.5 to 7 hours. But when you do hike early, it's gonna be a little chilly, even if you're doing it in June like I am. So we're a little over 1.5 miles into the hike right now, and we've only climbed 884 feet. In total, we have 3,333 feet to climb. And also just remember that the air is thinner. The altitude continues to get higher, so you might get out of breath a little bit faster. So frequent breaks, lots of water.
What's really unique is at some points you can see where large rock slides and avalanches have happened.
All right, you guys ready to hike this? Just kidding, the trail's over here. Let's go.
Yeah, you could probably hear my breathing. I know, it's not great, but that's because around 3.5 miles in, that's when things start to get steep.
We have less than 1,000 feet of elevation gain. Oh my gosh, look at this.
On this mountain range, it can snow any month of the year, so it's smart to check the weather before hitting the hike. The last thing we want is to get snowed on or to get hit by lightning in a monsoon storm. This makes the hours-long burning sensation in your legs totally worth it. 360-degree views at the top of the state where you can see the Grand Canyon, the Painted Desert, the mesas, and Oak Creek Canyon.
We are officially on top of Arizona, 12,633 feet in the sky, and I tell you what, no better feeling. The views are amazing up here. It is breathtaking. We can check that off the bucket list. Thanks so much for joining us on this episode of Rediscover Arizona. Enjoy the views.
Thanks everyone for watching, and just a reminder that new episodes of 12 News in Focus premiere every Friday on the 12 News app. You can also watch past episodes. It's easy, just download the 12 News app on your TV devices and you can watch for free. I'm Kariba Devine. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend.